What is going on, Bulls Nation? So the Demar DeRozan saga is now done. So what does it mean for the Bulls, and what's going to be the aftermath of this trade? We're going to discuss what our options are right after this.
This is your home for all things Chicago Bulls. Join the conversation. You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation.
All right, Bulls Nation. So the trade is done, and I just want to make it perfectly clear. I want to thank DeMar DeRozan for making this past 3 years really enjoyable as a Bulls fan. And I know we didn't get what we wanted, which is, going far into the playoffs, not even championship, right? But DeMar DeRozan really helped us get through those dark days. And I firmly believe that had Lonzo Ball been healthy, things would have been turned out differently. Meaning maybe we just need a piece or two. I still don't think we're, a championship team, but definitely in a different trajectory than we are at now. Now, with that being said, the Bulls have finally moved on. I hope he is just the first piece of the puzzle, meaning there's other moves coming out. And by that, I mean, of course, trading Zach LaVine and potentially Nikola Vucevic. With Vucevic, I'm not that concerned because his contract is not absurd, and it's short term. We only have this year, and the next year he's expiring. Do I still want him to be traded? Sure, because he's still a good enough player that I feel like he could be valuable elsewhere, and I don't want him to waste, a couple of years here in the Bulls. It's definitely we are not contending. I want him to win elsewhere, and also in return, I want to get some assets to help us build towards the future. Now, the aftermath of the DeMar DeRozan trade. Now, I know now we have a direction, and that direction is not necessarily tank, in my opinion, even though that is a byproduct of what we're gonna do. But this gives us direction, seeing that, hey, we're not trying to win now. We're trying to build for the future, and if we happen to win, then we win. You basically say that when you get rid of your best two players in DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso. Now, what's left is Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. With Zach LaVine is very interesting because on my previous videos, I said I'm not exactly opposed on getting rid of Zach LaVine because I feel like we shouldn't attach any asset just to get rid of him. Now, with that being said, there are reports recently that saying that Zach's relationship with the Chicago Bulls is basically unrepairable. That it's going to be an awkward season if Zach remains on the team. And you don't want to go through that Ben Simmons situation back in the day. With that, how bad do we get rid of Zach LaVine then? I don't care if we don't win. That's already a given. But if he's gonna stunt the growth of, let's say, Josh Giddey and our rookie and Patrick Williams and all that stuff, with him having a pouty attitude and whatnot, I hope he doesn't do that. But if it comes to that, then you do have to trade him. Now, what does it have to do with DeMar? Now, with DeMar DeRozan, we got Chris Duarte and 2 second-round picks. It's already been reported that teams are not even interested in Zach, even with a reported first round attached. In that first round, I hope that is the Portland first round. But with these 2 second-round picks, would that be enough for somebody to take Zach LaVine? I think that's a point of conversation as well. I don't think it will. Second round picks are given left and right nowadays, but it certainly sweetens the pot for a team that is just looking to absorb salary. It might not be enough, with attaching a first round pick and 2 second rounds, but that helps. Every pick helps. At that point, I don't really know if it's worth removing Zach. Like, again, I remain firm in the contention of we shouldn't attach too many or attach any assets to get rid of Zach. Let him play out his contract, let him build his value up, and then trade him. But I also get it from a team building perspective. If he's not willing to play ball like that, you need to have him buying into that as well. But right now, no one wants to get him. Well, what are we going to do? We are actively trying to get him, but a combination of his injury and the amount of his contract and the length of it makes him really untradeable. And with that being said, I'm not going to attach 2 first rounders just to get rid of him. I just won't. Let him play it out then. Find him like Ben Simmons does, with the 76ers. Every time, let's say, he doesn't show up, I think he's going to show up. But find him, if it comes down to that. I don't think it will come down to that, but I guess we'll find out. They do share the same agent. But I feel like those assets that we receive, by assets, I say that very loosely, to the DeMar DeRozan trade might help us entice other teams to ship out Zach. If not Zach, maybe Vooch. See, with Vooch, I didn't want him re-signed last year. It's a sunk cost. Let him walk. It didn't work out. See, if they just never doubled down on the incentive for Vooch, they never even have to deal with this issue right now. And also, by trading Zach and potentially Lonzo, maybe you don't trade Lonzo, let him expire next year. Sure, you're going to have a cap space now, but who are you going to use it for? The only notable free agent next year is Brandon Ingram. So that is if he doesn't get re-signed to his next team once he gets traded. But we'll see. This will be an interesting season. I would like to see what happens next now that DeMar and Alex, 2 of our best players, are already out. They already picked the direction. I don't disagree with that direction. I just want to see more and what's next. So let me know in the comments, how do you feel about this trade? Again, thank you to DeMar. It's been fun to watch. The 3 years that he was here, arguably the best 3 years of his career as well. Put up great numbers as a Bull and individually as a player. So thank you, DeMar. Wish all the best to you. You're back home now in Cali. I hope we get the ball rolling as a Bulls fan as well. But thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're a Bulls fan, and I'll see you guys in the next video.